I'm Sid Salzman, and I'm a queer youth activist, and I'm doing my best to make it better for queer youth in school right now. I started on my quest to make it better for queer kids in my area by starting a GSA in my middle school. And we reached out to a lot of people who were coming out, who were having a lot of trouble at home, and we did our best to provide a safe space for kids in what is, as far as I can tell, the hardest part of adolescence, to be safe and be queer at the same time. After I started my transition from female to male in middle school, a lot of people told me that they were really glad that I was able to do that, and that they felt like I helped make school safer because I was brave enough to try to be true to myself and to work really hard to be able to be the guy I really am. And I went up against the administration, which was very anti-trans and anti-gay and very, very reactionary and queer unfriendly. And I ultimately won out and was able to be known by the time I went into high school as a guy. And I think that I've made life a little bit easier for trans kids who come after me in my district, because now there's a precedent. As far as I knew, I was the very first one they'd ever dealt with, because they treated me like, an alien, and like they'd never seen anything like me before. So I like to think that now they've seen it before, so when it comes up again, which it will, they will be a little bit more prepared and deal with it a little bit more kindly and a little bit more sensibly. So I'd like to think that was a contribution to making school better for queer kids. I was also told years later by the current teacher sponsor of my high school GSA that the teachers had undergone this gender spectrum training that was aimed towards making them understand gender continuum and gender queer people, and how to deal respectfully and kindly with gender nonconforming or gender creatively conforming people. And the teacher who told me this said that he thought I had had a lot to do with that, because I had made the district think that there were gender nonconforming or creatively gendered people in their district, and so they had to be able to address that. I've also been active in my high school's GSA, and we work a lot towards visibility, because a really big challenge of being queer in this area is just being recognized as sort of a legitimate human being. It's not difficult to be queer in the sense that you will be threatened physically very often, or there's not a lot of overt discrimination, but there is a lot of sort of cultural terrorism on the part of the status quo. There's a sense that, oh, gay people are fine, but we don't have any here. And as GSA co-president, it's been my aim very much to make it clear that there are gay people and queer people and creatively gendered people at my high school, at Acalanes, in this district, in this world. And it's our prerogative as a society to be kind to them and to be good to them and to embrace their culture, just as we embrace the culture of straight people and all other groups as much as we can. So most of my work with the GSA has been very visibility driven. We put on a really successful Freedom to Marry event for National Freedom to Marry Day, where we had people pretend to get married in the front quad at our school, and it was really successful, and we got lots of people who came out and they said, oh, this is a really cool thing, and I wasn't really aware of this issue, but now I know more about it, and this was fun, and it was cool. And we got to hang a humongous rainbow flag in a stairwell that got a lot of attention, and I feel like we really brought a lot of visibility of the Acalanes queer community to the wider Acalanes community. And I have rarely, if ever, experienced at Acalanes people who were mean or unpleasant or cruel or insensitive to queer people after they knew that there were queer people at school. As soon as they realized that there were people they knew, people they liked, people who were in their math class who would be affected by queer issues, they thought, oh my god, we have to be aware of these, and we gotta do something. I think the best way for us to make it better for queer kids in schools right now is to keep working, keep reaching out, never stop, never lose hope, never feel like like it won't get better, because it will get better, especially if we try to make it better. The more we work for queer visibility and queer rights and queer issues in schools, the more they will be recognized, and the more queer kids will get the respect and the kindness they deserve, like any other student in any school. And we have a right to our education just as much as anybody else, and we have a prerogative to work to make our schools safe for everybody, because nobody deserves to be tormented at school. High school is bad enough all by itself. If you are the straightest, whitest, most status quo person in the world, no one deserves to have that be any worse. And it is incumbent upon us to make it better. I've been working to make it better since I was 12, starting at GSA in my middle school. And I will continue to work to make it better after high school, through college, through every level of schooling I go through, and for the rest of my life. I will teach my children to make it better, because everybody deserves to be safe, and everybody deserves a chance to learn. So I'm going to make it better.